Yo guys, what's going on? My name is Ryan and welcome back to a brand new video on HFresh Videos, and today we're going to be talking about the brand new rules on this stricter aerodynamic regulations for MotoGP in 2019. Now they're going to use what's going to be called as a check-in box to be used to test the legality of the new designs that all the teams are being, the making, and then they'll be running on the bike. And basically this new rule is to stop teams from changing aero fairings mid-season. So if you submit a fairing at Qatar at the start of the year to the technical director Danny Aldridge, you have to stick to that till Valencia basically. So the new set of rules that come out in July, notably banning the practice of manufacturers using bodywork with removable parts that can be added at certain tracks. So obviously Ducati, they brought a new added extra wing, if you like to call it a wing, on the Ducati at, I think it was Austria. They added an extra little window for a little bit more downforce at the front of the GP18, and obviously now they want to try and stop that. Honda, they also back in the day when wings were actually allowed in 2016, they used to have the little triple wings on the 3 on each side, and they take them off and add them at certain tracks. I think we got stupid amount, I think 4 or 5 at one circuit. So yeah, just try and stop teams from gaining an advantage with just little wings. I know this is a big part of racing now in Formula 1 and MotoGP. The aerodynamics is absolutely huge, but yeah, they obviously feel like enough's enough and it's getting stupid, and that's what they're going to do to sort it. It's also been confirmed that fairing designs even will be subject to new limitations in size, which means that basically the new rules for the dimensions is that the top part of the aero fairing will have to be 600mm, whereas the lowest part of the fairing has to be 550mm off the floor, but also 550mm wide, but then anything above it can be 600mm, like the top part of the aero fairing. So basically, it's not going to basically be allowed to be bigger than a standard kitchen fridge. But there's going to be ways that teams are going to try and get around this, which we'll move on to in a minute. Now, moving on to the way that they're going to control the way the wings are going to be attached to the bike and how they're going to be made legal and not legal. So the way that they're going to control it is they're going to build a check-in box. Basically, the bike will have to fit inside a structure. It's a box that's within the parameters of regulations. So they're going to basically build a door and see if the bike can fit inside the door. If it can, there you go. You have your fairing. That's legal. You can run that. If it doesn't fit, obviously it's not legal. You can't run that fairing. They've obviously had a meeting with all the manufacturers and they've agreed to this, and they're gonna kind of put the check-in box even onto the bike rather than the other way around. So they're not going to put the bike into the check-in box. They're going to put the check-in box onto the bike, so everything is nice and fair in all the different teams, because obviously bikes, they're designed differently. So yeah, it's just to try and keep it fair. So the bike will stay in position, the forks will be set at a certain length, the back wheel will be slightly off the ground by a maximum of 2 or 3mm, and then we'll push in the check-in box. If the bike fits inside within the rules, it's fine. If it doesn't fit, it's illegal. Obviously, not all the existing fairings will fit the new dimensions, so they have to obviously revise their designs. And yeah, that's basically how they're going to check it with this brand new check-in box. It's going to be quite interesting really to see this brand new design, this brand new way of policing aero fairings in action. So yeah, quite an interesting design that we've got from Danny Aldridge and the MotoGP crew. But moving on, MotoGP teams this year obviously was restricted to one evolution fairing on top of their base design. So that's where Ducati brought in that extra little bit of wings, because that was their evolution fairing. They evolutionized their old fairing by making it a little bit better. Also Honda, they've also taken advantage of that. Danny Aldridge confirmed this will continue to be the case next season, although the front fender may be changed independently of the main part of the fairing, so that's something different for 2019. 2018, the same as 2018, manufacturers will still be permitted one upgrade of the fairing per season, and the manufacturer has the right to upgrade as and when they wish, but they can't do it as drastic as they could in 2018. And also the aero body is defined in 2 parts, the main fairing and then the front fender, and they have the option to upgrade the main fairing and the front fender at separate times, so they don't have to do it all in one. They can do it, do the main fairing, I don't know, say mid-season, and then do the fender kind of middle of the second half of the season, or the way around. So yeah, quite confusing rules that's been placed. but that's how it's going to be policed. That's how it's going to be regularized for 2019. So hopefully things have sorted out and things are a bit clearer for you guys with who's not quite sure with what's going to happen with the regulations. I don't still really understand the whole size. The top area is still 600 mil. The lowest section below 550 mil off the ground is 550 mil wide. Above 550 mil is 600 mil wide. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what these measurements mean. But it's obviously that's how big the fairing's got to be, wide and height. So the last little thing that I want to talk about is how they could potentially get around it. Now, they could go internal with the holes in the fairing with little wings inside it, or they could just try and break the rules a little bit and bend the rules a bit like Ducati have done in the past. But I think it's going to be a lot harder this year to police that. Well, not police that, even to get around that, breaking the rules. But I do think we might see a few more holes drilled in the fairing with little, like in a car on the fan they have the little grills. If you have that in there, then that could help the airflow around the fairing, the aerodynamics of the fairing. So yeah, I think we're going to see some radical internal designs in 2019, which could be really, really interesting. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Let us know what you think about these brand new fairing rules, whether or not you like the Aero fairings or you don't. I personally like some of them. Some of them are a little bit kind of out there and a bit like stupid and a bit past the point of like legality. But I think at the same time, Aero fairings are really cool. But I don't know if this should be allowed because at the end of the day, is it part of racing? Yes, it is. But at the same time, it just, I don't know. Let us know what you think down in the comments anyway. And I shall see you guys next time. Until then, thank you for watching and goodbye.